Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD review video. Today we are finally reviewing Series 20 of the Spin Master Monster Jam Singles Assortment for 2021, and I would be lying if I said this was not the video I've been looking forward to making all year long. This is the series with my favorite Spin Master Monster Jam truck ever, the Biker Zombie, and we will review that in great detail, as we will with most of these trucks today. But first, let's break down this series assortment. The first one, of course, always being the chase piece of the assortment, which is the Showtime Trucks EarthShaker chase piece. And then we have the Hot Rod Big Kahuna being converted into 1/64 scale, the epic looking, incredible, phenomenal, every other word, Biker Zombie right here. We have the Max Contrast Gravedigger, ThunderBus in the singles assortments finally, the Grandma Gravedigger returning for this review in the Retro Rebels, the Wolf's Head Motor Oil, Northern Nightmare, and of course the Shear Madness X-Ray El Toro Loco. Okay, so here is the Northern Nightmare for Series 20. The first thing you might notice is that they have done a new color for the series label. It is outlined in orange, or a kind of pinkish color with a baby blue interior. So there's Series 20. Here is the back of the box. We just broke down the assortment, so there they are again on the back. And there's, of course, Northern Nightmare, part of the Legacy trucks. Let's unbox it and get right into it with the Northern Nightmare Legacy trucks. And this is really cool. So I have no idea what's going to be on this poster today. Let's open it up. I'm actually going to assume it might be Northern Nightmare. So let's see what surprise. It is Northern Nightmare. I knew it. So Northern Nightmare is our truck. Back of the poster piece here. So there it is at World Finals. I'm not sure which World Finals this would have been. If you guys know, comment below. But there is Northern Nightmare right there. And here is our series assortment. Looks amazing. There are so many good trucks in this this assortment particularly, and I think it probably is the best assortment of the year. And if I may say so myself, in my personal opinion, it might be the best assortment of Spin Master Monster Jam trucks of all time so far. So there they are in render form. There's the opposite side of Biker Zombie for the rendering, and there they all are right there. So really cool. Let's check out Northern Nightmare. Not too much to talk about, but it's an amazing release because it's the most accurate looking Northern Nightmare that we have ever seen by a toy company. So far, no one has done the updated racerback style body, but this is Northern Nightmare with the accurate beadlocks and the accurate BKTs. This is definitely a truck that I did not expect to have the full legacy truck treatment, because not all of them got that this year. Honestly, again, not too much to talk about, but I do enjoy the fact that this got such an accurate release, because it definitely is deserved for the Canadian fans, and it has a nice dark red wheelie bar with a black wheelie bar wheel. Just an epic truck, again, for those fans in Canada and Northern Nightmare fans across the world. So there it is in the legacy truck form, Northern Nightmare for Series 20. And next up is the Wolf's Head Motor Oil. Let's unbox it and check it out. So Wolf's Head's another truck that I'm not going to spend too much time on, because technically it is pretty much a re-release from last year, but it does offer the fans who didn't find one in stores, which there were a lot of them because Mix 12 was not widespread, very hard to find mix. This is now a second chance to get Wolf's Head in your stores, and it does have this nice dark red color for its rim choice. It's not a pure red, it's actually like a darkish, almost a pinkish tone red. And you can see the body here with the Wolf's Head style graphics. It has a slightly glossier clear coat than last time. It's not a full matte clear coat, so I like that about it. The only thing I don't like about it is that the rendering showed the teeth being yellowed. They are still these pearly white teeth, which a wolf in real life would not have, and the real truck actually has yellowed teeth. So hopefully for the next time we see Wolf's Head, it'll have the yellow teeth. But again, hopefully the next time we see Wolf's Head in another form, we will see it in silver. But we will see what happens with that. Here is the standard brown Wolf's Head, the original paint scheme for its second time release in 1/64 scale. This time it has a black roll cage and a gray chassis instead of the black roll cage and red chassis, and the beadlocks are not there. Instead of the red beadlocks with black rims, we just have a pure red rim with black tires, and that same red color as the wheelie bar with a black wheelie bar wheel. And next up is Grandma Gravedigger, its first appearance in any form since the original Retro 5 pack in 2019, and there have been so many updates. I'm so excited to show you guys. Let's unbox Retro Rebels Grandma Gravedigger #1. And here it is, the dominating presence, the original spooky paint job paint scheme for Gravedigger. It made its appearance again in the retro Gravedigger 5-pack from 2019. And this truck has gone through so many changes since its original release. And let's check out what those changes were. So the first thing is that Jordan at Spin Master, the designer there, you'll hear his name a lot during this video, has done a lot of different methods for the final product for this time release of Grandma Gravedigger. From 2019 to now, there have been different ways that the design team is doing things to make the products look better on shelves, and that includes using paint instead of decals in certain areas. And if you look here on the front grille, the paint method has definitely changed since this release. So you can see the grille on the Grandma Gravedigger on the left, which is the new one, has silver and better red headlights, as well as details in the grille with silver, instead of the gray decal that they were using before. So this is a decal print from 2019, and this is a silver paint job from 2020, and the silver goes to all the areas of the truck that needed it. So it looks amazing. It also has been cleaned up a bit with the green color. The flames have been altered a bit to be full flame wrapped onto the grille, and I'm very impressed with Jordan's ability to go back and edit things that have not been released for a while. So Grandma Gravedigger definitely looks much better. It also has a dark gray chassis for this release instead of a black one. So you can see that dark gray color, and also on the front bumper here instead of this silver bumper insert. And if we look here on the side of the truck, you actually see that this motor insert here, which is a full motor underneath this truck, is actually now black instead of gray. So the original release had gray for the zoomies on the insert and the motor itself. This time it's black, which is actually accurate to the real life truck. If you see real pictures of it during its time as this paint scheme, you'll see black headers, and now it has those for the motor insert. They also added a Monstrum logo for brand continuity, and because there's only one Monstrum logo on the back tailgate. So I do agree with that choice. I mean, it is a Monstrum product, so they do put that on every truck. So there is that there. And it also has a wild improvement in terms of graphic clarity and brightness. So you can see the original one's kind of dull and a little bit muddy on the colors, and this one's pure. It's really good looking in terms of the clarity and crispness of the graphics individually, and the logo also has been definitely cleared up from the original one. And if you look on the back doors here, you can see the same idea as last time. This one's actually a little blurrier. Hopefully it's just a sample product issue. But you can see the back doors are still painted fully. The original artwork done over by Jordan at Spin Master. He redid these doors by hand for the enjoyment of Monstrum fans and Gravedigger fans in the history, and preserving that history right there. So they are still on the back doors, and you can see the wrap is much better on the transition to the side panels. And also the door handles and the steps are both painted with silver, which in this case, the silver handle was there last time, the only paint on the truck besides this bar. But last time it was a gray decal for the step. Now it is chrome paint on both sides. So this thing looks amazing. And the next thing I want to talk about is the retro wheelie bar. The only truck to have a retro chassis wheelie bar this year is Gravedigger, and he made quite an epic modified wheelie bar for this truck. So check that out. It is definitely not like the standard ones we usually see. For comparison, here is Northern Nightmares from earlier in the review. This is a standard plastic-based rear engine wheelie bar, and this is the retro edition in gold, or copper color, I should say. It's really cool to see it done this way. So the big question is, will it fit on the ride trucks? Because this is what everyone wants to use wheelie bars for some reason, to terrify your passengers. Let's check it out. I actually have no idea how to hook this one on, so I'm gonna go like this. Oh, no, that's not how you do it. Let's get it, come on. I've never done this before. I know wheelie bars should be pretty easy to hook on, but there we go. Okay, so it takes a little bit of practice to get this particular one on, but yes, it does work and it clears the ride trucks. I didn't test it on others like BKT with the actual cage hanging over, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work on all retro chassis. So ride trucks now have the ability to have wheelie bars. So awesome. The only retro wheelie bar for this year. Pick up a couple of these if you need them. This is the Grandma Gravedigger, and this is its retro wheelie bar. So Grandma Gravedigger returning in Series 20 with awesome updates, accurate color headers, and this thing, I mean, it looks like we're transported back to the 80s right there. That is epic. So Grandma Gravedigger back again for Series 20. And next up is the ThunderBus. Let's check it out. All right, well, that was much easier to unbox than I thought it would be. This one is actually the only truck from the Alternate Dimension series this year, so awesome to have it, and there's its logo right there. This is actually an original concept by Jordan at Spin Master, the artist that I keep talking about, the designer for Monster Jam. This is all of his own artwork on this epic-looking SUV van, and he's really into rock music, also a lot of 80s influence, so you can see all of that style in rock and metal and all of this combined into one idea on his own truck. truck, and lots of influence for character design as well. So this thing looks amazing. Here is what the graphics look like up close. Of course, we had this in Dirty to Clean in Mix 12, which was right here, and it was a little hard to see the graphics because it had mud most of the time, but this time here it is with the clean version. And the front grille is painted in with the headlights. There is a brand new insert for the front piece of the mystery machine with the shield and the 2 axes. And then this side here, opposite side, has a different paint scheme. He also loves Sparkle Smash and unicorns. He thinks they're metal, so there is the unicorn influence there, which is obviously Sparkle Smash also right there with this awesome looking Viking with a volcano. Just an amazing truck, and lots of graphics to check out and look at up close. And here's the tailgate there with the ThunderBus logo. And the roof has changed from this white decal, which kind of looked like a cake and hostess snack, to silver instead. So that's really cool. They changed that. I think it looks much better with the silver on the lines on the roof there. And it also has a dark gray chassis, or actually a standard gray chassis, I should say, with a black roll cage, offset color brown tires, a dark yellow beadlock color with gray rims. So definitely a really nice truck. I honestly think it's one of the best custom concept ideas of Spin Master's time with the contract. So really well done. Hats off to Jordan with his artwork, his own artwork, of course, on this truck, and the way he composed it onto this specific body and tooling. And it has an orange wheelie bar, a bright orange wheelie bar with a yellow wheelie bar wheel. So there is the ThunderBus, the alternate dimensions ThunderBus for 2021 Singles Pack Series 20. And next up is the Sheer Madness El Toro Loco. Let's open it up. And the Crazy Bull is no stranger to special paint schemes. This one actually was released in Series 2 minis this same way with a clear body. This time it's not nearly as clear, but it's still epic. Definitely my favorite of the year for the Sheer Madness series, El Toro Loco. So it has a dark gray roll cage with a black metal chassis, of course, because this body is plastic, so they're using a metal chassis to offset the weight. And here is the clear El Toro Loco for this year. You can see the horns through there. I love being able to see the mechanics and the engineering behind the clear body. So you can see there's the horns inserted in there. There's the back tailgate area, and there's the hood. And then the side graphics look awesome as well, very clear. The teeth, the El Toro Loco logo, the tailgate, monsterjam.com, tail lights, and this side as well. And then of course the chin hairs on the front grille, or chin area I should say. And then we have some nice orange rims with black tires and an orange wheelie bar with a black wheelie bar wheel. So comparing it to other Sheer Madness trucks, I think the clearest truck of the year will go to Soldier Fortune, since it's a pure clear body. And I wish they were all like this, because this is truly how it should be. But El Toro Loco is not too bad. And I think it's just my favorite because of the color. I love the bright orange. But I gotta say, its mini counterpart actually takes it out in terms of the detail, because this one's pure clear. So there is the El Toro Loco from the Sheer Madness series. Again, metal chassis, really awesome, super heavy truck, and it does have the metal wheelie bar, or metal chassis wheelie bar wheel, I should say, right there, which is a shortcut wheelie bar. And next up is Gravedigger Max Contrast. Let's open this beast up. And what can I say? This is by far my favorite Max Contrast truck of the year. The fact that the design team, whoever it was able to transfer Gravedigger's graphics into only black and white and make it look so epic and pure to the real truck is just phenomenal. And I love how this turned out. I loved it when it came out in the minis, and I definitely love it in 1/64 scale. And hopefully one day they'll do 1/24 scales of this. But here it is, the side panel with the black and white graphics for Gravedigger, and then the hood here with the black outlined flames, or the white flames in black outlines with the black triangle and the black and white headlights. A lot of people have said that they wish the flames were black. However, the reason they did it this way is because if they did black flames, there would be no outline to the flames. So they did it this way to have an outline around the flames, because it makes more sense to do that instead of black flames. But I do agree with the idea. It would look cool. However, I like this comic book style color it in look that the flames leave. It looks like the coloring pages from different Monster Jam printouts. So I love how they did it this way. I got to take this side of the design team's choice on this. And I really like those black headlight rings with the white headlights. And you can see the only truck of the Max Contrast series to not have a white windshield is actually Gravedigger, which is kind of a shame because I wish they would have kept it going, but there's a black windshield there to offset the color. And then here's the roof here with Grim in the sketched out look, and the Bad to the Bone as well. This thing is so nice. Definitely the best one of the year in my opinion. I think it's just epic. And here is Big Kahuna Hot Rod Edition. Let's unbox it. All right, so this truck made its appearance in 124 scale last year, and the community went crazy that they didn't get a 164 scale. So Spin Master, of course, met the demand and made it into 164 scale this year, after already in 2019 debuting one of their best castings with the Big Kahuna C10 surfboard body. This still remains as one of my favorite Spin Master independent models, and honestly, seeing these two side by side, it just shows the dedication to independence, especially by Spin Master. And now we have his second special edition body, which is a brand new casting with the surfboards included for 164 scale. So it's just been amazing to see this evolution of different trucks and different independents, especially through Spin Master, and seeing Big Kahuna treated in such a great fashion is so nice to see. So here's the original Big Kahuna, still one of my favorites of all time, and now this hot rod edition with its updated body from 124 scale as well into 164 scale. So here it is. You can see the details were not lost in 164 scale translation. It's all there. The rust, the Woody's panel, the Big Kahuna logo, the Tiki, the Monster Jam logo, even Shane England's name is right there. It's hard to see in 164 scale, but it's right there on the door. And then we have the shock cutouts as the real truck had, the front here, and then we have the Tiki on the hood, the windshield, and the awesome looking roof here with the Big Kahuna Shaka symbol with the skeleton hand. And then those surfboards sticking out the back, which no one thought they were going to do for 164 scale, but I never doubted Spin Master's ability. So there is the two surfboards right there in the back. A silver roll cage, a gold chassis, looks awesome. I love that. And then gold rims with black tires. And then it has a silver wheelie bar with a wheelie bar wheel that's gold. And we finally reached it, the truck I've been dying to unbox since it first was announced to me way back in the end of 2020. Let's check out the World Finals 16 Biker Zombie. I can't tell you how many years I've waited to hold one of these trucks in my hand, and I've been pushing for this truck ever since I saw it debut at World Final 16, of course, under the red light Encore, which made it impossible to actually see the real truck. But the fact that Jordan and Neil and others from Monster Jam and Spin Master took the time to model out trucks that were based off of those barely ever seen Encore trucks, it really shows the true dedication to the fans and the fan base and the history of Monster Jam and the toy line itself. So here it is for the first time on camera, the Biker Zombie by Spin Master Monster Jam. Just an insane, phenomenal, beautiful art masterpiece right here for this line. And honestly, I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out, how it was designed, and all of the different details in this truck. I mean, you guys have to agree with this one. I think no one will have a negative opinion on this because it is just so epic to see this finally released. So this part of the review is going to be dedicated to just talking about Biker Zombie. It's going to take a little while, so feel free to skim it, skip ahead if you're not here to listen to everything. But for the true Monster Jam fans and the historians of Monster Jam, here is everything to do with Biker Zombie and the diecast release, as well as its real-life counterpart. So as I did with Burn Victim Zombie, I'm going to put on screen right now its first rendering, which was done by Neil Vandenberg before he left Monster Jam. So here is Neil's original render of Biker Zombie, and you'll see my first critique of this truck. There's only two. That would be that they didn't decide to run with the purple eyeballs for the initial release of the Biker Zombie. Why I think that is because if they did this purple 3D eyeball in the hood, I don't think parents would quite get what's going on when they're buying this truck and probably would have left it behind. So they did opt out to just do a normal eyeball color, which I like a lot, but it does throw the truck off in terms of how we remember it as Monster Jam fans. So hopefully in future releases, we will see a purple eyeball release of the truck. It would look epic to have it fully accurate. And the other thing I'm going to say from the render photo, and of course the real life photos too, the truck does need some American flag stars on its actual bandana because it is wearing an American flag. But a lot of people didn't understand that that's what's on its head. For the parents or the fans who have never seen this truck, they thought it was Santa Claus. So a couple stars would do this truck such great justice on the blue side of the flag on its head. So hopefully maybe just like 5 stars would just do enough for this truck, because it is a 5 stars out of 5 stars truck. Not really a funny pun. But anyway, here are the rest of the photos. These are the real life photos, Encore photos, aftermath photos. And now we're going to go into the review. So my two critiques were the purple eyeballs and the stars missing. Only things I will say that's not right about this truck. Everything else is just insane. So let's get right into it. So here are the 3 zombies we have casting wise so far. We have the normal zombie, we have Burn Victim Zombie from earlier this year, also an Encore truck from World Final 16, and now Biker Zombie for the second Encore release, and the second one out of the 4 of the Encore, which included also Female Zombie and Skeleton Zombie. So here they are. Let's check out the green or Biker Zombie. This is 5 years in the making. I can't express to you how many times I've pushed for this thing to be made by both Mattel and Spin Master. So I'm just so blown away. And the first thing I want to start with is the right side panel. And if you notice that I'm positioning the arm this way for display purposes, it's because that's how the real life truck had its arm displayed, as well as the render for Spin Master and the real life Neil Vandenberg render. So this is how you should display, if you choose to, your green zombie or your biker zombie's arm. It should be facing at an angle backwards, and this arm, the stubby one, can be facing upwards. So that's kind of how we display them for green zombie, and then of course burn victim would be actually its hands on its head. So these are the accurate depictions of how they looked in competition. So here is green or biker zombie. Let's take the arm down for a moment and check out the side panel details. So the first major thing are the intestines. As you can see, they are bundled up here. Jordan did 3D casting work into the actual side panel to make it look like the intestines are falling out of the side of the zombie. We have the zombie logo, which is not sized down. They actually printed onto the intestines, which I do applaud, because I think if they size it down even more, it would look way too small. So I like that they printed onto the intestines there with the zombie logo. There's a nice background to the intestines as well. It's a nice maroon background to kind of make a negative space, but also make the intestines come off the truck. So I like that. And then we have some gore, some green. Also the jeans of his pants are on the side here as well. The Monster Jam logo, and his ear is also here as well. And then of course this nice right arm. I will talk about that in a moment. And then we have the tailgate here with the zombie logo, the green, and the jeans hanging off the back. Very similar to a normal zombie tailgate right there, as opposed to the new cast tailgate for the red zombie, which is kind of jagged. So there's that. And this side also has the jeans hanging down, again, similar to the normal zombie. So I think he used a lot of the normal zombie influence on this actual casting as compared to biker zombie, which had a lot of its own 3D work done. And then the intestines are different on both sides. So you can see they're bundled up and tight right here. And this side, they're kind of loose and flowing off the zombie. So this side is different, and I love that he did a split detail like that. So the zombie's intestines are kind of hanging off this side and dangling and flowing in the wind with that negative maroon space bar back there. So I really like that. It's just so awesome to see that bright pink color as well. It really stands off the truck. So this is just epic. And then the zombie logo, again, printed onto the intestines there, kind of on the bottom, and his ears also on this side. And then if we look at the arms, the next thing I'm going to talk about, the arm here is stubby without a hand, because the real truck did have a handless arm on the left side. Skeleton Zombie, on the other hand, had a right arm without a hand and a left arm with a hand. So I hope that in the future we do get those other two, and Skeleton Zombie will have the other side arm casted on there. So really cool. So there's that stubby left arm, our first ever zombie arm without a hand on it. And then this arm is actually a brand new casting at the request of the community. Jordan took this time and offered to actually make a new zombie arm casting, because the original one, which I have right here, I have an extra from customizing, is so much smaller. This is the new zombie arm compared to the old one, and people have been asking for this update forever, and he finally did it. There is the new zombie arm, and far more detail. There's individual actual fingernails on there. There are some little details of kind of wounds and stuff on each side of the arm. So this is the brand new zombie arm. Hopefully we'll get another arm for Skeleton Zombie on the left side, or even female zombie with both arms. And once that happens, we will have the new zombie arms for the normal zombie. But for now, normal zombie is still using its old little arms. But these new arms are coming in soon, hopefully, if we get them next year. Or maybe Jordan will just make another one for the next year's zombies. So there is the new arm update, also featured with these new Encore zombies. So this is really awesome. I can't thank him enough for listening to that detail on top of making the biker zombie. So next up is the face. The face here has a beard, of course, making it part of that biker theme. The real truck did have a beard as well, so the beard is cast in its 3D, the teeth, the nose, and then of course the biggest detail I think on the face is the popping out 3D eyeball featured on the real truck and now in the die-cast form. It is a die-cast eyeball. It's not actually a plastic insert, so it's part of the metal casting. As you can see, it's sticking off. It has the detail of the anatomy of the eyeball. Then we have the veins, the iris in brown, the pupil, and then actually, if you notice here, this is actually a purple tinted eyeball to actually hint towards the purple eyeballs of the real truck. Unfortunately, they didn't do the full purple, but that's a little hint there with that one eyeball. And then it just looks so cool. So there's that 3D eyeball finally in a die-cast form. And then we have the roof here, which is a brand new piece, an insert. This entire casting is brand new, but this is also another casting insert with the brain, the skull, the jagged edges around it, the American flag wrapped around that brain and head area. And then we have the tied off ends of the American flag here. And then his jeans, actually super detailed jeans on his legs right there. And then of course his legs. So the only zombie to ever feature legs is Biker Zombie. And here it is with rubbery little legs. It does have actual toenails and all that stuff too, which looks so cool that he got all those details in this truck. So there are the legs on the zombie, featured on the real truck, featured on the renderings. And yeah, this is just so cool. So the only zombie to have legs and feet right here on this release. And that's about it for everything. I mean, it was about 7 minutes or 8 minutes so of talking about this, but man, this truck has so much detail packed into it. So also, I should mention, it has a Boneyard Trucks roll cage, as did the Burn Victim one. So we have the Boneyard Trucks roll cage, black chassis, tan rims, and black tires. I know a lot of people will actually swap this onto a front engine, and I will actually show you guys real fast what that would look like. So here is Biker Zombie on the accurate Willman chassis look. I didn't screw it on, but there it is on the front engine as it should be. Screwing it down would make it sit much better, but there's what it looks like on a front engine if you guys were curious. And here's what it looks like inside the actual casting work for this truck. So lots and lots of little things that went into making this thing what it is. And thank you again to Jordan and Neil and everyone else that made this possible. The Biker Zombie is my favorite truck of all Spin Master time, and I hope that we will get the other two zombies in the future. But for now, it's been amazing to have both of these. Now let's finish off this review with the last truck, the Showtime Trucks EarthShaker chase piece. And I will make this short and sweet since I just took about 10 minutes for the Biker Zombie. Here is Showtime Trucks EarthShaker. Let's unbox it and check it out. So one of the last chase pieces of the year. We have one last one, which is the Dragon. This is the EarthShaker though for Series 20. It has chrome shocks, chrome headers, black rims, black tires, and BKT printing with a gray chassis. That's about all that we have for this EarthShaker. They did actually start printing on the bottom area of the EarthShaker bed, which is nice because we didn't have that on actual past releases. So it's nice to have that. But EarthShaker is pretty standard. However, it might be standard to you guys, but it is actually really accurate to the real life truck. So I got to give it that at least. It might be plain looking for a chase piece, but it is accurate to the real life real truck. So there is EarthShaker. I hope you guys have enjoyed this long review. Please let me know what you guys thought about this assortment in the comment section below. I know there's so much to talk about, and I really want to hear your guys' opinions, especially on Biker Zombie, but everything else we talked about today, which has been a lot of things. So thank you again. I will see you guys next time for the next review of Spin Master Monster Jam products. And until that video, this is Reiner Monster Jam OCD signing out.